Today is International Sauvignon Blanc Day, so we're tasting Sticky Mickey from Eradus, 100% Sauvignon Blanc, a late harvest dessert wine. This wine kind of happened by accident. The first vintage was not planned at all. The story goes that there was a block of Sauvignon Blanc vines that were left a little bit too late after the harvest, and so the grapes kind of dehydrated, started to raisin, and then also produced this kind of magical fungus called botrytis, which is the fungus that you get in all the grape kind of dessert wines out of Sauterne. So the grapes have these really concentrated, really complex flavours in them, and it was kind of too late to do anything as they normally would, put them into a dry Sauvignon Blanc, so the only thing they could do is to put them into a dessert wine, and that's how this wine was born. They can only make it in certain years, so I think 2014 was the first one, and then the most recent one is in 2017. Eradus first started in 1999 by a couple called Har and Sophie Eradus. They're a Dutch couple. They immigrated to New Zealand in the early 80s. They started running a flower production company in Auckland. They went to visit some friends who were living in Marlborough, fell in love with the place and decided they wanted to grow vines out there. So they found a plot of land. It was a plot of land that had been on sale for a while, but because it had been sort of badly damaged in a flood and half of the vineyard had kind of like slipped into the river, they got a bit of a bargain. So they bought it up and tried to develop and replanted all the vines. They mainly sold their grapes to other producers, but then in 2002 they decided to start their own label called Eradus. A few years later, they realised that this project was fairly mammoth and very difficult, and they were approaching retirement. So they went to their son, who was living in Amsterdam at the time, and asked him if he wanted to take over the family business. He wasn't sure, but he said he'd give it a go, so he moved his wife over. They started a young family out in New Zealand, and then have continued the legacy ever since. Now it's run by Michiel Eradus, and he's now in, I think it's about 15th vintage over there. They are kind of unique for Marlborough. The thing about Marlborough is that a lot of wines come from there, generally have just Marlborough on the label, but there are two valleys in Marlborough. There's the Alteri and the Wairau. Most producers will tend to blend between the two valleys, but Eradus, relatively uniquely, are one of the few producers that are 100% Alteri. So whereas the Wairau Valley gives really quite ripe, juicy, exotic fruit, Alteri has got sort of slightly different, unique conditions, give really elegant and refined wines. So it's mainly to do with their climate, which is slightly cooler, so they have a slightly long growing season, which means the grapes can build up really complex flavours. They're closer to the ocean as well, so you get these big swings in daytime and nighttime temperatures that helps keep the grapes, their acidity, so they're really, really fresh. All the wines have their senior acidity. And the soils as well are really dry, really rugged, really stony, so the grapes have to work incredibly hard in order to produce complex flavours, but it also gives the wines this amazing mineral streak running through them. Right, so Sticky Mickey Sauvignon Blanc, 100% Sauvignon Blanc. It's got this amazing kind of amber, slightly golden hue to it. On the nose, it's got loads of flowers, orange blossom, a little bit of marmalade. It's also got this slightly kind of, that unique kind of toasty, smoky character you get from botrytis. On the palate. First thing you notice is it's got this amazing, voluptuous, silky texture. First you get this kind of hit of mango and pear and plums, and it's a little bit spicy. Then on the finish it's kind of like marmalade, but also that kind of trademark limey acidity that you get in the Eradus wines as well. It's very complex, a lot going on. In terms of food pairings, I've had this with blue cheese and it's just amazing. The contrast between the salty blue cheese and this sweet wine is incredible. But then it also goes with any fruity desserts and kind of fruit sponges as well. Cheers! Happy Sauvignon Blanc Day!